This is the Dallas Cowboys Report live mailbag edition. I am Tom Downey. I'm here to answer any and all questions you guys have as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys. A super chat to begin from Mark. Any UDFAs being able to contribute right away in a good way? A so-called steal. So much hype with them. Steele, Gifford, Rush, Jarwin are not good within 5 years. Look, Steele has been a steal for you. A starting right tackle as a UDFA, that actually is pretty rare. Sean McEwen has been a nice UDFA pickup for you. A backup QB in Rush is decent. I'd say beyond those guys, it's not quite like the Miles Austin, Tony Romos of years past. But remember, those guys are a bit more infrequent than you would like to see otherwise. Gifford's been nothing special either. I think your kicker's got a great chance to make your roster. I think beyond that, you're probably getting backups out of your UDFAs. Because frankly, if a UDFA is starting for you in year one, just like it was for Terrence Steele, probably means something bad happened. But a 20-man class of UDFAs, you should find some decent contributors probably longer term than right away at that group. I think it's a very good UDFA class across the board this year in the NFL. From Jourdan, who is the best realistic free agent left? God, what a great question. Catboy doesn't spend, so cross off guys like Jadeveon Clowney, James Bradbury. My dream is J.C. Treader. That feels very unlikely at this point. So, can you give me a punt returner? There's not many out there that I like. A swing tackle, like, is Marcus Cannon healthy? Brandon Shell healthy? Like, it's not a great group. And we've learned that time and time again. Honestly, someone like a Sam Tevy would make sense, I guess, since the Cowboys did have interest in him. I wouldn't mind a guard in Eric Flowers, too, if you can afford him. From Nice Nance, would you trade away Anthony Brown or Jourdan Lewis? I would not, because behind them, I have a lot of unprovenness right now. Kelvin Joseph, I think, could be a starter if his off-the-field stuff is fine. Deshaun Wright barely played for you. Deron Bland is a mid to late day 3 pick. Goodwin's a special teamer. Now, if you go sign a premier corner, maybe that could start to make a little bit more sense. But I look at this roster right now and I go, if I dump one of those guys or God forbid they get hurt, there's a lot of unprovenness, so there's no real reason to sell those guys, at least right now. Of these two, who is the better corner on the Dallas Cowboys roster? Is it Anthony Brown or Jourdan Lewis? Last year, it was Anthony Brown, although we did successfully free Jourdan here on the Cowboys Report. So pick a corner for me. AB for Anthony Brown or JL for Jourdan Lewis. From Lance Dunbar's burner, the neutral surprise this year. Mark my words. Now you see, Lance here didn't specify in a good or bad way. Good job, Lance. Dusty Rhodes, favorite UDFA signing minus Marquise Bell. I would agree. Honestly, the kicker, Jonathan Garibay, was a good one because he didn't draft kicker, and that was a big win for my brand. Beyond that, Bell was the highest graded player I had. I like the Aaron Hansford at linebacker pickup a pretty good amount as well. From I Am in the Comments, will our field goal problems be solved this season? I have no idea. And nobody knows either. But here's the good news. Even though you don't know what the status is of that situation, you didn't commit to anybody. So in the event that Chris Nagar and Jonathan Garibay are not good in the preseason, you can go try to find somebody else to bring in. Everyone's favorite replacement. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I'll have to Google it here. That's an embarrassment. But you'll be able to find kickers. You didn't overcommit to that position. Kai Forbath, there it is. God, embarrassment. Cowboys legend Kai Forbath. You didn't overcommit to a kicker, which means you have flexibility to address it if the guy you have isn't working. Now, today's show is powered by our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Cowboys125 to get yourself a 125% deposit bonus. The Cowboys are still the betting favorite in the NFC East. So if you haven't already, go put down $100 and get a 125% deposit bonus. Chatsports.com/bet. promo code Cowboys125. Super chat from Mark. Thank you, Mark. Why are Skeletor and Stevie not spending that extra money saved from Cooper and Collins? Why not spend it and get a good free agent to help our team? The Cowboys, and Steven in particular, want to reset the books for next year. The cap will jump. They will be able to add some various players, and we are about 2-ish months maybe away from Stephen Jones being asked, why do you have so much cap space? And him saying, we got that cornerback contract and that receiver contract and that Micah Parsons deal coming down the road, and we only got so much pie and the quarterback, blah, 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 and being, catboy liar out there. They want to reset the books for whoever the head coach is next year, and they're cheap. Steven's cheap. Nate's trolling trade Dak for Stafford. Yeah, both those QBs had their deals restructured, so that's just not going to happen there. DeLunatic, is Simi Fehoko moving to tight end? I think there might have been a Fehoko comment about how he's going to play more of a hybrid role, which I think means he's going to play some big slot for the Cowboys. My expectation is you will see Simi Fehoko play a wide receiver, big slot role. He's not a blocker. He is 222, which is just on the lighter end of any tight end ever. But I would say you expect Fehoko to play a receiver-focused role since not going to beat out Dalton Schultz. I think big slot could be his role this year for the Cowboys. Chris Romero, how do you think Jalen Tolbert do? That was my favorite pick of all of them. I loved the Tolbert selection. When I was watching, this is all done pre-draft, right? Like, he reminded me of Michael Gallup to an extent. Like, the way his strengths and weaknesses kind of align, how he's not elite in any one area, but there's no glaring he can't fumble, can't do whatever. Like, he's good. He doesn't have drop problems. He's just a very well-rounded player in the end. So I like Tolbert quite a bit. I think he's going to play a big role for you short-term and long-term. Remember, folks, all these mailbags are done live here on the Cowboys Report. If you want to be a part of those mailbags, make sure that you are subscribed to us here at the Dallas Cowboys Report. It is youtube.com/CowboysTV. Micah Parsons, me or Aaron Donald? You guys can type in MP for Micah Parsons, AD for Aaron Donald. Short term, yeah, it's still Aaron Donald. Long term, dynasty style, you might want to actually take Micah since Darnold's played a very long career so far. From Vince, I think the Cowboys have the best offense and the best defense in the NFC East. You probably should. The Commanders might have a better defense, but we said that last year and they sucked. The Giants are rebuilding. The Eagles might be second in both when it's all said and done, but Cowboys on paper should be the better team in the NFC East. From John Robinson, is TJ Vasher going to make this roster? Maybe. He is an unknown. I know that there are Tech fans in here. I get it. I respect it. And I know there are TJ Vasher truthers. Maybe it's Vasher. Maybe it's Dontario Drummond. Maybe it's Freifogel or Smith or somebody else altogether. But I can promise you, as it always happens for this Cowboys team in the preseason, we're going to fall in love with one of these receivers. Remember the John Vay Johnson hype? And sometimes those receivers end up not being all that good. So Vasher, I think in particular, along with Fehoko, those guys have to impress on special teams because that is how you make it as a wide receiver 5 or 6. If you don't help on special teams, you don't make back end of rosters because you need to be a contributor in that area. So I want you guys to name a sleeper on the Dallas Cowboys roster. Vasher fits that mold since he's done nothing in his NFL career, at least for now. Make your predictions for me in the comments, or answers, I should say. Sleeper on the Cowboys roster. From Todd Jourdan, who has more sacks this year, D. Williams or Randy Gregory? Probably going to be Randy Gregory. I am excited about D. Williams long term. Second-round pick versus a high-paid NFL vet. If you're playing the odds, you should take Randy Gregory. From Bossman Fat, you think Sam Williams have a rookie year like Micah Parsons did? We got to pump the brakes here, fellas. I was on board. I have no complaints on the field about the Sam Williams prospect. Expecting Sam Williams to be the defensive rookie of the year and put up double-digit sacks and be one of the best young players in the entire NFL is not setting up realistic expectations. If you get 5 to 6 sacks out of Sam Williams in year one, I think you should be pretty damn happy. That means he contributed for you in year one as a rookie. That matters. But expecting him to have a double-digit sack season, be the best player on your defensive side of the football, that is not a realistic goal. Let's do one of my favorite questions here. Should I be the Cowboys owner? My request is simple. Jerry, I know you watch. And Steven, you too. I know we don't get along anymore. Or ever at this point. Give me ownership. 10 years. All I ask for. I guarantee a title within 10 years, or I will sell the franchise. That is my request. Give me Cowboys ownership, 10 years, or I sell. Do you agree with that? Y for yes or N for no. Texan third. Sign OBJ to a 1-year deal. Here's the problem you run into. OBJ is back at the midpoint of year one. Okay? Well, Gallup is back by then too. So now I've got Gallup and Tolbert and James Washington, and I've got, of course, CeeDee Lamb, and OBJ's probably receiver 1 or receiver 2 or 3 on that roster if he's healthy all the way, but why did I sign him when I get Gallup back and Tolbert? I want to play Tolbert. If OBJ were healthy, I would be much more on board with this. But having both an injured OBJ and an injured Gallup, I'm not on board with. From Jourdan, what are the chances Zeke comes back and leads the league in rushing? They're not 0, but I don't think that's what ends up happening. I think it's just a little bit of an unrealistic expectation for the Cowboys to make that happen and for Zeke to have that happen. Running backs typically don't get it all the way back as they add more mileage because injuries pop up, just like happened this year with Ezekiel Elliott. They have a lot more wear and tear. Zeke can be a good player for you, make no mistake about it, but being the leading rusher, frankly, I don't want him to because I want to give Tony Pollard enough touches to prevent that from happening and utilize both of those guys.